What's up, everybody? This is Demetria McKinney of Tyler Perry's House of Pain and now the Ricky Smiley Show, keeping it 100 right here with DallasBlack.com.
Demetria. I just wanna know if we can start the show, cause I like what you do, and baby, that's for sure. You can't even take the trash out when I ask ya. It's an attitude every time I walk past ya. Found out there's no such thing as happily after. So I got a request, can you move a bit faster? Get your ish. And I ain't playing, tell y'all. Keep it 100, baby, cause I wanna love someone, just be honest. And tell me all that you want 100.
Demetria, I do have to say, first of all, that I do love the single with the I Love 100. I was jamming it. Yeah, it's really, really good. Woo! Yeah, check out some of your other music too, and your EP that's coming out, Officially Yours.
Yes. You better be ready.
That's right. Yes. So when can fans expect to have that or be able to go out and purchase it?
Well, 100 is available right now.
Okay.
The video is out on Vimeo and YouTube, so they can see that, and it does have the Brad in there. And Officially Yours, the actual EP, will be available by the end of the year.
Okay.
It's already ready. Yeah.
Okay.
We ain't playing with y'all.
Touches and
but I just want to make sure that everybody really is aware of the transition from acting to music before I release the whole thing, and nobody knows it's there, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I understand that. And actually, you just led me into my next question. I know that you're heavily involved in acting. When I was looking over your resume, I mean, Devious Maze, and then you have the Ricky Smiley Show, and then House of Pain. So how do you even have enough time to create music with such a hectic acting schedule?
Well, the beauty of the module that Tyler Perry and Roger Bob and everybody with House of Pain came up with was that we got so much in the can. Like, people didn't know we would film 100 episodes in one season. So we would have work going for us that would be able to get us more work that we had when we were already working, if that makes sense.
Right.
So while I was working, I was able to get work.
Wow.
And the same thing goes on with the Ricky Smiley Show. Bobcat Films is in production with that. That's Roger Bob as well. So he operates on the exact same module.
Wow.
And doing that, I've got syndicated House of Pain, which has still been going. I've got Ricky Smiley already in the can. So Devious Maze, that was nothing to get in there. As well as get in the studio and still pursue my passion for music.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome.
Works out.
Right. Okay. Definitely on your grind, I see. So
stay on it.
That's amazing. That's something I think a lot of people don't understand, is that, you know, you do have to keep at it. And I'm a writer myself, write poetry, so it's hard to, you know, keep at it and
stay
busy.
Inspired every day.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So with your acting career and that being so hectic, and with so many different roles that you have, how do you select your roles, or do you just, you know, whatever you can relate to, or exactly how do you select what you would say, okay, this is something I want to be a part of?
I guess I would relate it to the Arsenio Hall phenomenon. If it makes me say,
okay.
I'm already intrigued.
Okay.
If I can learn something from it, I'm all the way in.
Okay.
Janine was a great character for me because, yes, she definitely started off with an issue, but it was all choice related. It was all choice driven. I learned that my choices have consequences, good or bad. And I learned that in those choices, I can make a choice to change. She had such an incredible arc. Monica on the Ricky Smiley Show teaches me to balance family and business, because being in this business, I definitely am a single mom. I've really had to try to figure that thing out and pay more attention to what my son needs when he needs it.
Right.
Roles like Dina, opposite of Jennifer Holliday, when she comes and asks me, that's when I knew I definitely had a voice that people wanted to hear. If the original Effie can recognize my work on
that's
stage,
amazing.
you know what I mean?
That's a huge compliment.
Speaks volumes. So each role that I've had, I've tried to learn from them. I've definitely tried to make sure that they're interesting and intriguing, and something that I have a story to tell about later.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. Well, getting back to the music side, talking about the single 100, again, I do love that song. And you also have the Brad on it, which is really cool. And she's one of my favorite rappers. And I think it's cool that she's back out in the limelight now, because we haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah.
So it's good that she's back out. And how did that collaboration start, and how did it take place?
Well, we have a mutual friend and a guy named Blue. We both recorded his studio. He's a great friend to both of us. And I had seen Brad around the way. She was always really cool. We always knew of each other, but we had never really had an opportunity to connect like that. So when I played him the track for 100, he was like, yo, you need a female rapper on here. I said, look, you know, Nicki Minaj is winning right now, but I'm not quite there yet, you know? So he was like, no, you need somebody with a finesse and a swag that's legendary.
Yeah.
Brat immediately popped into the head. And you know, knowing that she was just so cool when I saw her, but getting in the studio and her actually asking what the motivation for 100 was. What do I think about these lyrics? Does she need to come partner with this? You know, somebody that's been in the game like that doesn't usually ask your opinion or include you in any way, shape, or form. So the way that she made this a true collaboration is something I respected even more so than I did before anything else. Yeah.
Wow.
She's amazing.
Wow. And it's cool. I think you said something really interesting. I know you mentioned Nicki Minaj, and I mean, and she's hot right now too. But when you think of Nicki Minaj, you know, not a slight against her, but she's not somebody you would necessarily think of as a legendary as far as, you know, the rap game goes. I would say not as much as a Brat, I would say.
Well, I think legends can only be made with time.
Right.
Nicki is a very new timepiece.
True.
She's an exquisite one.
Right.
But she's a 19 or a 2009 wine versus a 1978.
True.
You know what I mean? This woman,
Brat,
has such a gift and a history attached to her already, especially as it pertains to Atlanta, where I'm at. You know what I mean? That's home. That's home, repping hard, coming through trials, coming through tribulations, and coming out triumphant, and really still doing and staying true to who she is. Nicki Minaj, I would love the opportunity to work with her, but I'm glad I got the opportunity to start off with Brat.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, and then the meaning behind the song 100. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you come up with that?
Well, the good guys are the producers for this track. It's up and coming guys, 3 guys, Teddy P, Latif, and Jordan. And we were just sitting in the studio, and I was frustrated because I'm definitely in a relationship, but as guys try to approach me anyway, as guys try to approach, they think that because of the money they assume I'm making or the prowess they think I have, that they have to come with all these sob stories. You know, I rock a 300, I got this, I got this, you know, blah, 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 blah. But the minute I see them out the next time, it's like, okay, you're asking me for $20 to pay for the valet.
Wow. But
why don't you have your teeth brushed? You know, it's just really, it's not adding up. So if that's who you are, if you're on your hustle, say you're on your hustle. Don't sit here and try to front like you somebody else. It's not necessary. If I'm gonna like you, I'm gonna like you.
Okay.
So it came up from that conversation, and they were like, yo, it's gonna be real. And the biggest thing for me with the single was separating Janine from Demetria. I appreciate every time people call me Janine, I will answer. I'm not that chick that's like, that's not who I am. It's wonderful to be known for your work. So I will definitely answer, but in this, in Officially Yours, in 100, they are getting Demetria at her core. I don't know how much of this you gonna be able to print, but I say niggas say they wanna love somebody. These niggas ain't shit. You know? If that's who you are, that's what it applies to. That's not a blanket statement for anybody. If it don't apply to you, move that blanket to the side.
That's true.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, but just keep it real.
It's just me really, really being honest about the experiences that I've had in life, love, and the wisdom that I've gained through both.
Wow. Okay. So in that whole theme of keeping it 100, and I know you said you're in a relationship now, but have you ever, or would you ever, forgive a guy or even move forward and say, okay, I'll let that slide if they didn't keep it 100 in a situation?
It depends on how the 100 fell. If you're telling me that you're an investment banker, but you really, really are the cashier at Bank of America, come on, cash my check, I'll see you at dinner. Okay? Now, if you're telling me you've never been married with kids and you've got a whole nother situation in Delaware, I can't mess with you.
Exactly.
You know, there's levels to everything, and I think that the initial meeting of somebody, not everybody is worthy of everything you are. I get that. Nobody will know my son until I'm ready for them to know him. No one will come to my house until I'm ready for that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So there's definitely steps that you have to take, but you can't start off anything good with a lie.
Wow, that's deep. I love that. Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Well, and as far as, I mean, you're very, level-headed, I can tell by just, conversation. So how would you say, what are the pressures, or what would you say as transitioning from an actress or and now to an artist, or more so as an artist, or even both, really? What are the pressures that are there? How do you remain true to yourself without conforming to what the entertainment industry may want you to be?
That is an amazing question and has so many different facets to it. Let me think of all the 5 things that came to my head at the same time. First off, the transition from actress to singer is so much different than singer to actress. If you've noticed, rappers have been able to definitely get into the acting game, but acting, trying to transition over there, it's not the same. There was a time when football players were all like, yeah, I'm about to be a rapper, a basketball player,
exactly.
Remember? And it didn't go good. So now people are just kind of iffy, and they're so bent on lanes and how straight that line has to be, but they don't pay attention to the dotted lines every so often in the street. You know what I mean? So that's part of the problem. The other part of the problem is figuring out how to introduce myself to the people who have felt like they've known me through Janine, through Monica, through Natasha, through Lisa, through all of these other people that I've played, and how I weed through that without losing anybody. I'm definitely not a crackhead.
Right, that's right.
Definitely not an attorney. I definitely have never punched my mom in the face. But Demetria McKinney has definitely been through her share of stuff. And so it's hard getting people to understand that Janine is not in this body anymore. Like, when you put on a wig, you go home, you take that off, tomorrow you get to be somebody else. I have that luxury every other day, but when I go home, in my space, I'm me. And I'm letting people into that space. So people talk about their project all the time being like giving birth to a baby. The labor pains. Man, it's so much deeper than that. They will tell you what it feels like when your water breaks. They don't know the time that you actually sat there and sculpted that baby's head because it was a little misshapen for a while, and you ain't want nobody to see the baby with the hat off. Had to fix some things. You know, there are some things that go into presenting and protecting your gift. The other part of it is this industry is so very fickle. They're so look driven, they're so age driven, they're so sound driven, they can't just focus on good. I don't want to be labeled as an urban AC artist, an urban mainstream artist. I don't want those labels. I want to present me in the best form I can and let the cards fall where they may. And that to me has been the biggest thing. I've been working on this project for 4 years. And part of the problem was every time I would get started good on it, I would get an acting gig, which was a great problem to have because bills are definitely great to be paid.
Right, exactly.
But as time went on, you know, it gave me a chance to really develop my sound. And I think the biggest caveat to your question is finally being comfortable in the skin I'm in. I'm comfortable with everything I've been through in my life because it's made me who I am.
Right.
The situation with my mother still being married to my stepfather, who definitely liked me a little bit more than a daughter, being homeless, having to be a single mother at such a young age, all of that stuff made me so much stronger and so much more aware of who I am. And I think that's the only reason the music is going to win.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Amazing. So do you feel a responsibility then to be a role model to a lot of young women today, or do you just feel like you're just being you and then that in itself is going to be a role model?
I don't feel like anybody really feels a responsibility. I think that very few people are aware that they are responsible for it. Anytime that you get in a platform, I don't care if it's 3 kids looking at you while they're swinging on a swing set, you're teaching them something. They're watching everything you're doing. They may not know your name, they may not know your number, they may not ever see you again. But something about what they saw in you is going to trigger what they think about the rest of life.
Wow.
So with the platform I have and with the kid I have at the house looking at everything I'm wearing, doing, saying, being, I'm very aware that I'm saying nigga, but he also knows what that means.
Right.
A nigga by definition is a stupid person.
Right.
So if you don't know that, nigga, look it up.
Right, that's right.
You know,
that's true, right.
I think that especially with the platform that we as actresses, artists, football players, sports icons, whatever have, we have to be aware of it, whether we want it or not, out of the question. You lose that anonymity once you get in front of everybody. It's like saying, okay, I'm about to go up here and do this play. I know I don't have any pants on, but I don't want anybody to look at my stuffings while I'm up there. Put it up here.
Right.
That's the draw to reality television. That's the draw to these TV shows where they feel like they really connect to the people.
Right.
So that it's not even a choice. I don't have a choice.
Wow. Okay. It's amazing. Okay, so let's get back to the EP, to Officially Yours. I love the title. I'm really big on titles for albums, and so I think the title is very catchy.
Thank you.
And what was the? You're welcome. What was the thought process behind that, or your concept behind the title, and even the songs that you select to put on the album? I mean, I know you mentioned it's been a long time in the making. So have you found yourself maybe saying, "Oh, I don't like that song anymore," or adding more, or have you been kind of keeping the same ones, or?
The thing is, I've never not liked any of the songs I've done, whether they've been great or not, because they express where I was at the time.
Okay.
But the songs that are on the EP right now are definitely a great expression of who I've been and who I want to be.
Okay.
Officially Yours came about because one of the tracks that ironically may not even make it, that's on there is called Officially Yours, and it's talking about how I didn't know how to love myself. He didn't know how to love me. It took me through all these changes, but now I found somebody who believes in me enough for me to believe in myself and to rebuild. The album artwork itself is me dang near barefaced, plain white t-shirt, jean shorts, boots, no name brand nothing, no glitzy jewelry, no bunch of extravagant hair. It's just me. I'm officially yours. It's stripped down of all the characters and everything you thought you knew so that we can start to rebuild this relationship brand new.
Wow.
So that's exactly what I wanted to represent with Officially Yours. You're finally getting to know me. I'm letting people in a space that I've never let them in before.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. And I love how you said too that your music, you want it to be not just for urban market, just it just is.
Just
for anybody.
It's just good music. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I listen to some of everything, so I can't say that I'm a rock head, a pop head. You know,
Right.
I love Rihanna, I love Celine Dion, but I listen to 9 Inch Nails when I need to. Wayne has done an amazing job of crossover from rap to rock.
Yeah, he has.
He can hit everything. Rihanna will
Right.
do her pop thing and go over here and do electronic dance music in a heartbeat.
Right.
You know, so it's like I don't feel like the barriers are as strong as people make them out to be. Good music
Right.
is going to win regardless of what label it has on it.
Exactly. Right. Right. And speaking of that, who are you listening to right now? Or who do you have, on your playlist, or you say, this is what I, listen to when I want to turn up, or this one I want to listen to when I need to be creative, or, who are those people that you can go to, Sure Winds, put on and just put you in a good space?
I'm a moodist. And lately the mood I've been in has been very much Beyonce's new album.
Really? Okay.
I think it is so sexy. I think it's so unexpected. I think it's so personal. I think it's so vulnerable. And I think it's so strong.
Right.
She has so many different colors in there. And at first I really didn't understand because it was so far left of what I was used to from Beyonce.
Right, yeah.
And, having had a baby, and it's like, why would you think that right now? Why would you? Shit. You are who you are.
Right.
And every 7 years we're changing. Our whole body goes through this metamorphosis. So if we're changing every 7 years and we're thinking that you're going to get the exact same cookie cutter Beyonce that you got in Destiny's Child, you're mistaken. Her growth is exquisite, and that's really a big hope for what my music should be. People can see my growth as they listen to each song, and they can hear the vocals that were inspired by the Whitneys, but then they can hear the moments of Aaliyah, but then they know I can hit Celine Dion, and they know I can get down with Nicki.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I love that about B. She has so many different facets that she's not scared to show in this current album.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's cool. Okay. And are there certain things that you like to do? I know you said musically who you listen to, but are there certain things that maybe you like to do, or do you have to be in a certain, room, or do you like a certain, wear a certain thing when you're recording, or is it just kind of go with the flow, or how does that work?
I have been a tomboy my entire life. So these Jimmy Choos, these Louboutins, these Dior's and Pradas and everything, like they're cute, they're fun. I'm definitely having fun dressing up.
Right.
But I feel most in my element when I can put on some boyfriend jeans, tie a flannel around, good wife beater, hair up in a pony, and it's just effortless, and I just go.
Okay.
Like, that makes me feel free to be whoever I need to be in the studio. And I'm big in the studio on, like I said, going with my mood. I'm not going to get in here and sing about being fine, happy, and dandy when my boyfriend just pissed me off and I really want to cry. That's the moment for me to get that out. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I am so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, that's all right. Oh, wow, that's cool. That's really cool. And what would you say, what would you give as a takeaway to artists, period, that are trying to break into this business? Any words of wisdom or things that you say, oh, I wish somebody would have told me this, or anything like that you would just pass the torch on to up-and-coming artists?
Like anything, wake up with a purpose to step closer to your goal. Whether it's a voice lesson, whether it's writing with new people, whether it's finishing up your look or figuring out what is or isn't working for you. But at the end of the day, your steps have to be your steps. Your team can support, people can uplift, people are going to deny, people are going to hate, but you have to make sure that you stay fast in who you are. And even if that change every couple of days, you have to be comfortable with the changes that are made. Right. At the end of the day, if this doesn't work for me, my manager is going to be able to go back and work with Frankie Beverly. My investor has his own film studio. My hair and makeup stylists have other people that they're working with because I'm not making them be exclusive to anybody. At the end of this day, if this dream does not happen, the only person that has to wake up is me. So I have to make this thing happen. Artists, stay true to it, know your stuff, and don't let anybody take it from you.
Okay, so keeping it 100 basically.
100.
Okay, and then you mentioned this earlier. I thought it was really interesting. 7 is definitely one of my favorite numbers. And you mentioned how people change every 7 years.
Yeah.
And you change, you have new tastes, new likes, things like that. So where would you say that you see yourself 7 years from now? Or where would you want to be?
7 years from now, prayerfully, with at least 3 albums under my belt, a couple more sitcoms, and an opportunity to attend an Oscar. I just want to go to an Oscar.
Okay.
Wow. I think that the beauty, the glitz, the glam, the mindset associated with that will help to uplift me to the next level. I don't know. I love when people have an opportunity to get dressed up and they're really doing something.
Right.
Ain't nothing like watching a chick dress up in a prom dress and she can't go. What you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just let's celebrate the accomplishments of each other in a big, huge way. I think that would be just awesome.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool.
I'm such a tomboy. And hopefully the Dallas Cowboys will win a Super Bowl.
That's right. You hope for that too in the next 7 years. I know, right? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me today for Poetic Expressions. I really appreciate being here for DallasBlack.com as well.
Absolutely.
So yes, just definitely looking forward to Officially Yours. I definitely will be picking it up. Make sure y'all pick that up and go get 100 too on iTunes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, and they can follow me at Demi McKinney on Twitter, at Demetria 4 Real on Instagram, and the website is DemetriaMcKinney.com.
Okay.